What's up? This is Miss Devoted Tip. I am back again for Married to Medicine, Season 7, Episode 2 review. This episode did not have a lot of juiciness. It was a combination of aftermath from Dr. Heavenly's husband's business opening blowout combined with the setup for the emergen-tea. Um, of course, I still have commentary because this is what I do. I like to chime in, so let's just get into it. Top of the episode, we get to see the new intro music and shots. I'm not a huge fan, maybe because I'm a little old school. I like the now paging Dr. Jackie. Like, I liked that vibe. But of course, they have to spruce things up every once in a while. Let me know what you think, though. I wasn't a huge fan. I did notice that Dr. Contessa was in the middle. I'm actually not surprised. I would have thought maybe it would have been Quad, but Dr. Contessa really brought the heat last season. So that was interesting. So the top of the episode starts with how it sometimes does, just showing little short shots of them interacting with their families, which I like to see. Because as much as we love the drama, it is still nice to see that these are women that are doctors or doctors' wives that also are balancing family, and it can't just be all drama. I want to see their everyday life as well, so I do appreciate those shots. Let's go to Dr. Heavenly and her daughter Alora, which I've always loved because the kids of these reality show parents, they always like are the voice of reason. They give it to us straight. They're the ones that say to their parents what the other cast members can't. And Alora was no exception. She is blossoming, excuse me, she is blossoming into a beautiful young woman. And I love seeing the kids grow up. And of course, Heavenly being Heavenly, she don't want the girl to like date till she's 22, but that's clearly not gonna happen. But nice to see the mother-daughter bonding. Um, we also see Dr. Simone coming home and poor child. I don't know. I've never been married. I've lived with one guy before, but like coming home from work to like mess and it's like three other able bodies living in the house, I would feel some type of way. Maybe it's one of those things that you just have to pick your battles because it seems like she's always talking about how messy it is living with them. And I just couldn't do it. Like, listen, if y'all don't help me clean this up, it's just gonna be some repercussions. That's how I feel about it. So then we go on from her pulling out the trash to Dr. Contessa and her family. It was the first time we ever seen her get into a fight with her husband, and it wasn't a real fight, of course. So he's at home wrangling the kids, made dinner, giving them dinner. We show her heading home, stopping to the drive-through with the Uber driver or whoever he was, ordering up all kinds of stuff. She didn't call him. She comes in as the kids are about to head to bed, gets them all riled up with food, and he's looking like, okay, so I think my take from his, and I'm gonna break it down for both sides. My take was from his side, A, why don't you communicate with me? B, why in the world did you think that I wouldn't have fed them by this hour? You think I don't have it together? Like, I've been doing this without you while you've been gone. Why would you think that I wouldn't have it together? That's the impression I got from him. And then hers was now she did cop to the fact that I should have called you, but then she immediately goes in on him like, well, look like you ain't got it under control. You know, you got laundry in the kitchen. And I feel like that was a little insensitive. And I don't know, maybe when you're married, sometimes you get in your head and you take for granted having a supportive spouse. But just to get off the show and get on me for a second, the kind of guys that I have run into aren't always necessarily that supportive. So to be able to have a husband that will let you go stay part of your week in a whole nother city and pursue your goal while he's holding down the fort. When I came home to him, the last thing I'd be doing is like harping or complaining about anything because I feel like he's doing me a favor, but that's just me. But apparently, it rubbed him the wrong way because it's like, you're not being grateful right now. He did, I think, out of anger, make his little remark saying, I'm here taking care of things while you're running after some crazy harebrained scheme, which was kind of funny, but not for them, I know. And of course, she took offense to that because she's serious about the goal. He just said it because he was mad, but that scene just kind of ended with we finally saw him like kind of testosterone filled, acting real like an upset black man and his wife because he's always seems like so calm and full of temperament, but not then. Hey, he stomped off, shut the door, so we got to see that other side of him. What else? Oh, so then we go to dinner with Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly, and they're kind of debriefing the events. And I can see a little bit of the shadiness that has kind of been coming up, but Dr. Shady's a little more, did I say Dr. Shady? I don't know if I did, but if I did, I meant to say Dr. Jackie. But Dr. Jackie has been doing this season a little bit of last season. And I caught the shade. I don't know if y'all caught it when in the interview she was saying Heavenly took offense to Cecil's comments. And I'm like, took offense? Like, that's so passive aggressive. What other way would it be to take it when somebody's saying pressure wash your house because one of the housewives said your house was dirty and need pressure washing? So even her saying she took offense, of course she took offense. I do see Dr. Jackie feeling a little bit in the middle, but what I used to like about her, which I don't know if she's doing as much now, is if the friend was wrong, she said, "You wrong, friend," even if it was Dr. Simone. And I don't feel like she's copping up to the fact that Cecil's out of line for saying that, and Dr. Simone, and I don't know if she did, but she doesn't seem very apologetic. She seems more upset at Heavenly's clapback. But usually she would say, well, he said those things. What do you expect, Simone? But I just hear her saying, Heavenly took offense, and then she clapped back. I just hear her pushing more of the blame towards Dr. Heavenly. So that was interesting. I'm not used to that from her. So then she talks about wanting to do the emergen-tea, and it always cracks me up. Because as much as, we know this is their real lives, but they say none of it is scripted, but it's clearly scripted when she's like, I think I'm going to get the girls together. Because they say that every show, the person that has the peacekeeper role, it's like, oh, I think, I just want the girls to just come together and make up like it's not going to be a big fight. Like we don't all know what's going to happen, and that it typically never works that everybody gets along after one sit-down dinner. We know dinners are like where it all goes down. So her saying that, I just did like the deepest eye roll. Oh, okay. Right. So then we go over to Toya at Dr. Simone's office. As much as I can't stand Toya, the loss of life, I never, am happy about that. I would never be like, that's what she gets, because that's a horrible feeling. As a woman, married woman, wants to share this moment with her husband, and just being a woman in general, I felt really bad for her. So my condolences to her on experiencing that, and hopefully, if they still want to try again, it could be a rainbow baby or something good could come out of that. Bring her and Dr. Eugene closer together. Hopefully something good comes out of that. But definitely my prayers to her, because I'm sure even though that was filmed a while ago, some of the pain I'm sure is still there, because that's not something you can get over easily. So nothing bad to say about that scene, except for the comic relief. Now, as much as I can't stand Toya, she does have some funny interview moments and some funny moments when she was saying, it's interesting hugging someone that just had their hand in my vagina and it's not a man. Which I thought it was interesting that she said not a man and not my husband, but hey. So then we go to the setup for the emergen-tea. I think it's cool that Dr. Jackie did want to have a mediator. The mediator had a quite eccentric look. The blue hair, I can't decide if I liked it or not, but I like that she went for it. And that's all I'll say about that. Let me know what you thought of her hair in the comments below. Um, let's go over looks. Um, I wasn't mad at Quad's hair, by the way. It's giving me very Eve. Um, I liked Dr. Heavenly's look. She's actually been stepping it up in the styling department this season. Toya was a miss. As like I said last review, she's a hit or miss, and I think her outfit was a miss. Mariah was kind of a miss too. Like if we talk about who wore it better, even though Dr. Heavenly's blue was a little more periwinkle, and Mariah's blue was a little more cobalt. I definitely liked Heavenly's better. What else? I like Jackie's look. Quad actually, I love the skirt. I thought that it didn't give me as much tea time as it did Sunday morning. Maybe if she would have had like a hat or a fascinator on. But I did appreciate the bright colors from all the ladies. I didn't really get a good look at Dr. Contessa's look. It was another print, so it seems like she is a fan of prints, but I couldn't tell if I liked it. I felt like it was another print that didn't fit like the print that she wore last episode. Um, oh, I need to back up. There was a dinner with Dr. Contessa Quad and Dr. Heavenly. I actually like those three together. Um, if we're talking about the group being divided, I definitely like them if I have to pick. And you could also see in that situation, as much as they got onto Quad last season about, she's not opening up, she's not sharing, and she was saying she didn't really feel comfortable sharing and she didn't feel the sisterhood. You could clearly see when she does feel like she has a safe place to share that she doesn't mind opening up a normal, healthy amount for her girlfriends open up to her friends. So it was nice to see that she had that with them, and you can see that when they were asked, it was not a being nosy, it was just general girlfriend questions, how's the divorce process going. Like, I like seeing that, and I think it was good for people to see that she will open up when the environment is right. So let me know how y'all feel about that as well. What else? um so she sets these rules that you have to write in a journal. And then she also has different emotions, and you're supposed to pull out one and say, this is how I'm feeling. What I noticed with the group, which is typically the case, is that everybody was happy to share their concerns and speak up. But when it came to the other ones sharing, no one was really caring. And I think even the facilitator mentioned it too. It was like there was eye rolling, there was a lot of passive aggressive body language. It was like you don't deserve to feel how you feel. And I don't know, as women in general and as people in general, I understand this is a show, but at some point you have to be mature enough to be like, I don't agree with how you feel, or child, please, but I'm at least respect you enough to hear you out. I wasn't getting that at all. Quad sure did milk that moment though, didn't she? That was hilarious. She was like, nobody else was there. She was just pulling in, yeah, oh, no, I done felt that one too. Oh, yeah, no. And then she went in, she's like, nope, I'm not done. Like, she was like, she didn't give zero, you know what, she was going to take advantage of having the floor and just let them have it and let them know how she felt. They were real rude when she was talking to, but I'm not surprised. That is pretty much all that I have. Well, except for the last scene when it kind of blew up at the dinner that Dr. Simone and Quad had. I have like mixed feelings about it. because Quad, when she did address Dr. Simone at the emergen-tea, she did seem like she was in a place where she was serious about wanting to get with her. But I did sense a different energy. But I sensed a different energy from both of them. Dr. Simone kind of, as soon as Heavenly sat down, and she did say hello, and she thanked her for coming, and then she got right into what she wanted to talk about. And for whatever reason, it was like Dr. Simone took that as like being aggressive, but like if she took too long to get into it, I feel like she'd have been saying like she's being fake. Like I thought we came here to talk about something. So I think Quad reacted to Dr. Simone's energy of was throwing shade. She sat down. Oh well, we're not even gonna. We just gonna skip the pleasantries and get right to it, huh? And I think from that she was triggered to, okay, I thought she was here with good intentions for us to resolve it, but I still see she back on her BS. So I'm kind of done with it. And Quad's energy shifted and it went downhill from there to the point that Dr. Simone stood up and walked out. So I don't know what to make of those two because I liked them together as friends when she helped her look for her dad. Like I liked them as friends. So I hate to see this, but it's like I have seen Dr. Simone with other friendships and even with her husband. I think it takes her a lot to not only own her part, but to change. She'll more so go down kicking and screaming, but if there's any way that she can kind of place blame somewhere else, she's gonna do it. And so I think her and Quad's issues won't be able to be resolved until she can see that it really threw Quad off when back at that cookout when she kind of was accusing Quad of being a bad friend or being secretive, or she kind of helped the others gang up on her about not opening up about the divorce when as close as they were and as hard as it is for Quad to open up to new people and take down her shell, for her to come back at her and gang up with everybody else instead of having her back and saying, you know, she'll talk about it when she's ready. I think that really deeply hurt Quad. She didn't see it coming from Dr. Simone, and that she still has some issues with that. And until Dr. Simone lets her work through that, because as soon as she said that, she's like, oh no, we're not going way back there. Until that is fixed, I don't really see much hope for them. So we shall see what happens. But that was all. Like I said, this episode was more so aftermath of last week and emergen-tea. So we will see what happens next week. Thank you for my review. I told you guys that I had a surprise for how I'm going to share my reviews in the future. I had to push it back a week for a lot of reasons, but trust me, it will be worth it and you will see it for a long time to come and it will be very entertaining and creative. So stick with me, come back next week. Hopefully I'll be able to present my new format to you then. And again, this is Miss Devoted Tiff. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, share, and comment. Bye.